With Doubtnut, get instant video solutions to all your maths, physics, chemistry, and biology doubts. Just click the image of the question, crop the question, and get instant video solution. Download Doubtnut app today.
Hello. So question is saying this: the positive deviation from the ideal behavior takes place because of. So option A is saying this: molecular interaction between the atom and PV by nRT is greater than 1. Molecular interaction between the atoms and PV by nRT is less than 1. And finite size of the atom PV is equal to PV by nRT is greater than 1, or finite size of atom PV by nRT is less than 1, right? So let's start solving this question. As we know that in the case of ideal gas, right, so there is a equation that is known as ideal gas equation, which will look like this. So PV is equals to nRT. So this is our ideal gas equation, right? So and any gas which is not obeying this ideal gas equation is real gas, right? So that means that there is a deviation from this ideal gas equation, right? So the deviation can be of two types: either it will be positive deviation or it will be negative deviation, right? So the deviation from this ideal gas equation, so you can see here the deviation can be explained on the basis of compressibility factor, right? So because we know that for the compressibility factor, Z is equals to PV by RT. For I'm talking about 1 mole, right? So PV by RT, or you can say that for n number of mole it becomes PV by nRT, right? So I'm just talking for 1 mole. So you can see here PV by RT is our Z compressibility factor, and we know that for our ideal gas Z is equals to 1, right? So for ideal gas Z is equals to 1. This is for ideal gas, right? Now when Z is less than 1, so there is a two possibility: either it will be positive deviation or it will be negative deviation. Either Z is equal to Z less than 1 or Z greater than 1, right? So these two deviations are in the case of real gas, right? So when you can see here, when the repulsive force dominates, then the value of Z comes out to be greater than 1, and the attractive force dominates, then value of Z comes out to be less than 1, right? So in this case, when Z is greater than 1, then in this case the positive deviation will occur, right? So I can say here the positive deviation will occur, positive deviation will occur, right? So in this case, so that means I can say this: the value of the Z, that means our compressibility factor, is greater than 1. So in this way I can say this: the molecular interaction, right? So the molecular interaction will take place because there is a real gas, right? So because Z is less than 1 and Z is greater than 1 are the two cases which applies on the real gas, and we know that real gas has interaction, considerable interaction, right? So there is a molecular interaction takes place, right? So now you can see here we have a molecular interaction in both the cases, right? So but here you can see this this is our actually compressibility factor, right? So now so you can see here in the case of positive deviation, the Z is greater than 1, right? So this is our compressibility factor which has to be greater than 1, right? So for positive deviation, this in this way I can say this option A will be the correct answer, and option B cannot be here because it is for negative deviation, right? So Z is less than 1, right? So this cannot be our answer. And finite size of atom, and this is, so finite size is not important. Finite size is of this not important because here the interaction is important, right? So if there is no interaction between the molecules, then that means the gas is approaching towards ideal behavior, right? And if there's interaction between the molecules, that means gas is approaching towards a real behavior, right? So this means this option C and D becomes wrong, right? So now we are left with the correct answer, that is option A, in which we have a molecular interaction between the atoms and the compressibility factor, which is PV by nRT for n number of mole of gas. I'm just taking the example for 1 mole. So similarly, so it becomes the greater than 1, right? So in this way I can say this: the option A will be the correct answer, right? So hope this answered your question. So thank you.
For class 6 to 12, IIT JEE and NEET level. Trusted by more than 5 crore students. Download Doubtnut app today.